Well, Burger King wants to have its Whopper and donut, and, well, eat them too. The fast food chain is buying Canadian coffee and donut giant Tim Hortons. Now, that's got some lawmakers sizzling mad, though. They say that BK is cooking up the deal to head north of the border and pay a lot less in taxes. Now, Charles Payne, BK's chairman, has come out and said, look, we pay about 27% here. That's the prevailing tax rate in Canada. Even Steven swap. Is it that simple?
It's not that simple. Here's the thing, though. In America, their business is crumbling. In the last quarter, they closed 20. Burger King. Yeah. They closed 22 stores in the last quarter.
Don't blame me. I'm doing my best.
By the way, that's why you got the interview, by the way.
Thank you very much.
But here's the thing. Their business is booming outside of America. So when your business booms outside of America and you want to bring that money back home, maybe to spruce up your operations here, you don't want to pay an extra 35% on the taxes. That's where the big difference comes in. They can bring that money back home to the new home in Canada and do something with it, like create local jobs in Canada that should have been created here.
Do you think that this particular deal is getting a pass, or at least no one at the White House is criticizing it because of a certain player?
The best part about this story is the involvement of the president's, go-to fat cat, limousine liberal, Warren Buffett,
dun, dun, dun.
Supplying the financing so Burger King can engage in a tax dodge that the President and Jack Lew, the Secretary, are going to come out with something about how to prevent inversions, penalize companies. I wonder if having Buffett part of this deal, throws a complete monkey wrench in that. Have
you heard that, Jerry?
Absolutely. Well, but the problem is the administration is talking about stopping inversions. So in the meantime, what does everybody do? I got to get in before
I got to rush my inversions.
Although they say they'll make it retroactive.
What do you think the conversation was between Obama and Buffett on this thing?
Obama said to Buffett,
they had it at all.
He said to Buffett, you sold me down the river for 9%. He said, yeah, I would have did it for 7.
Adam, I mean, it is weird, is it not?
Well, it's a tax dodge. No, Warren Buffett. I actually think Charles is 100% right. Warren Buffett will do exactly what's in Warren Buffett's interests. We should know that about him and even admire him for it. But no, I actually think, Neil, I wonder what you think, because I think this is one of those situations where you often say, boy, the politics are pretty clear here. I think the politics are clear. This tax dodge is going to close. We're not going to be talking about it in a year from now because it's going to get a lot harder for American companies to do this.
But then isn't the one way to close it just to not make it so prohibitive to do business in the U.S.?
That is one way to close it, but our tax rates on individuals are extraordinarily low, and on corporations they're extraordinarily high. But look, two things. One, in terms of Charles's point about proportions, Burger King has plenty of money to spruce up its stores. It's very, very poorly managed in this country. Pathetically badly managed. They can make do with a lot of better management. Second thing is Buffett has stockholders. Buffett is not doing this entirely for himself. He only owns about a third of the company at this point. He has stockholders, and we stockholders benefit from it. And shouldn't we stockholders be allowed to benefit?
Okay,
don't talk about principle
you don't see
all
the
the time.
hypocrisy of this, of Warren Buffett being involved. I mean, give me a break. He sat up there in 2012.
The company that owns it,
and by the way,
3G, isn't that a Brazilian firm?
By the way, Warren.
So what are they for?
But not only that.
So what
Warren Buffett aided and abetted the attacks on Mitt Romney, being part of the Obama, essentially an outside part of the Obama administration, a sort of surrogate for Obama during the 2012 campaigns, because Mitt Romney ran a private equity firm. And look what he's doing here.
And also don't forget, too, that his argument about these higher taxes hurts small businesses. I mean, the business doing $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 a year. Warren Buffett's getting behind President Obama was willing to destroy those guys.
And if Warren Buffett was a Republican, Adam Lashinsky and Fortune magazine and the New York Times would be putting this on the cover. The big headline would be hypocrisy.
It's totally hypocrisy, but there's one point that we completely ignored here.
Go ahead, Jerry.
Burger King, Schmurger King. This is not a company that's critical to the health and wealth of the United States of America.
Oh, yes, it is. Oh, yes, it is.
It makes our health critical.
Certainly the health.
But Applied Materials is, and that's a company
you would say that
who
is
left
one of your
this country.
favorite alfalfa-producing conglomerates. Then all of a sudden you'd be singing a different tune, Skinny. Well, bottom line, Bedstein, is I think this happens. It goes through, I think, for the Warren Buffett reasons and a lot of other reasons it goes through, because it's not quite like a Walgreen just run away and leave the U.S. government high and dry. But I wonder what happens in the interim. Will there be a rush to the altar of deals like this to try to beat whatever legislation might be coming?
It may be, but look, Mr. Buffett is trying to do the best by his stockholders. That's perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with it. And he did not attack private equity per se. He attacked the tax treatment of private equity investors.
You don't see him as just a hypocrite and a phony. You don't see him as a hypocrite and a phony.
No, I think he's the greatest guy in the world.
He's a moralizing doof.
All right. When we come back, smoking gun in the IRS targeting scandal. Well, we may have found the smoking BlackBerry. The Forbes gang debates it. Why taxpayers should be fired up all over it. But up next, unions will be out in force this Labor Day protesting for more pay. But what about more jobs?
We can't wait.